Hey, Coach, we will start with Chris. Chris, go.
Hey, Chris, big minutes tonight from Jared Vanderbilt off the bench. Just what kind of effort did he give you, and how important was his contribution to this win?
Yeah, I thought it was really inspirational to our guys. Came in and with his energy, almost single-handedly turned the team around. That entire unit there in the second quarter actually deserves a lot of credit. They played really well together, and they brought the energy in the defense and the extra possessions. But that performance was from Vando was built on the two really good performances he had in the Brooklyn and the Milwaukee game. Even though we didn't play well as a team, he played very well in those games.
Miami is a physical team. They get up on you on the defensive end. Kind of what kind of effort offensively did it take to overcome their physicality?
Yeah, I just kept telling the guys we're not going to beat this team one-on-one, and you can't play in small spaces. And every time you try to go into a tight space, they're going to take it from you. But it took us a little while to match that physicality. But I really loved their pace in the first half, and we moved the ball quickly and early, and then we got them a little bit in scramble mode and started to feel a rhythm.
John.
Chris, we've talked a lot about just what a difference Cat makes for the offense in general, but that stretch of particularly in the fourth where it hits the deep three and goes to the lane and just kind of takes things over. Is that what you need from your stars in those moments?
Absolutely. He played great through a lot of adversity tonight. And he was frustrated, and I know the game meant a lot to him. And he was able to make big shots and big plays at the right time for us. Sometimes it's difficult when you're in foul trouble and you're frustrated. Sometimes you can't focus in at the key moments, but he was able to do that tonight.
And what was the key, Chris, to just kind of locking down a little bit defensively when you needed to and getting the stops that had to happen to kind of get a little bit of a cushion for you guys?
Yeah, I thought Ricky did a really good job of chasing Robinson. They look for him so much out there. If we were able to take those looks away early, then they have to look elsewhere. I thought we did a good job of putting different bodies on Butler. He still had a big night, went to the line a lot, but nothing was particularly easy. And we just kind of absorbed a lot of their cutting and their crashing with their bodies.
Jace, go ahead.
Hey, Chris, what you talked about with Jared and the way he kind of closed out those Milwaukee and Brooklyn games, is that just an example of how there's always something that can be gained from those situations?
Yeah, 100%. Everything matters. It's a long season. People fall in and out of the rotation for a variety of reasons, and you just have to stay ready. And when he got his opportunity this week, he proved to us that he deserves to be back in the rotation. And now it's his challenge to continue to play at this level.
That Nas rebound, what did that do for you guys in that last bucket to go back up 6 when things were kind of reeling right after Karl fouled out?
Yeah, we just we got a little stagnant on offense in general, it was a great hustle play by Nas. I was really proud of him. He responded extremely well and played well tonight.
Dane, go ahead.
Coach, this isn't the first game where kind of your fourth quarter group, you've gone maybe with a guy who's played well earlier on in the game. Is it fair to say that that's kind of your rotation philosophy is to let a guy keep going when they are having a good game rather than staying kind of by the plan, the pre-game plan?
Yeah, a little bit. We've talked about this as it pertains to Anthony not finishing games. It's not a question of whether it really is like we have a lot of flexibility. No one has a birthright to finish a game. That's actually a great thing for us because we can, like tonight we wanted Vando, like Josh did a really good job on Butler, but we just wanted a little bit more length on him, and Vando was playing really well. So we're just going to try to go back to that, and we're just going to try to keep it like that as much as we can.
We'll go last question to Christos. Christos, go ahead.
Coach, congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
How the way that you closed the game tonight, is it sign of growth of your team so far, from your perspective?
I mean, I hope it is. What really matters is that we keep stacking these types of performances on top of each other. We've been here before. We've had good performances, and now we go on the road and we play really tough teams. We got like some of the top teams in the West that we're playing coming up, and we need to have this type of performance against those types of teams, and then that would be, a sign of real growth for us. But again, tough couple games this week for us, but we responded tonight. Total team effort. What I love about it was probably our best team effort of the season.
Awesome. Thanks, Coach. Appreciate your time.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Chris.
We'll have Karl, Vando, and Ricky coming up. Hey, Ricky, we'll start with questions from Leah. Leah, go ahead. All right, we'll start with Chris. Chris, go ahead.
Hey, Ricky, just what kind of effort did you see from the bench tonight, and what kind of lift did guys like Nas, Wancho, and Jerry give you tonight?
They brought the energy. We didn't start the game in the right way, but I think they brought all the little things that make you win the game. And at the end of the day, making a winning team. And I think rebounding, the effort, defense has to be there every night. And we have been super inconsistent in that. And having them lifting us from the bench and playing as good as they did help us to really be in the game and win it.
What was the main difference? Was it as simple as Cat being back in the lineup that inspired a better effort out of you guys tonight?
Of course, Cat is a big piece of what we do here, and almost everything goes around him. And when he's out, I feel like Naz and all the players have a lot of pressure on them to really step on the shoes, and it's something that you can really do it by yourself. It has to be as a team. The last two games were really bad, back to where we didn't want to be. But I think tonight we showed good effort. Of course, Cat, like I said, having him on the lineup, and when he's out, we don't have really a plan B, and we have to figure that out because, of course, he's a big piece, but this is a team, and we gotta play good no matter who plays.
We'll go back to Leah. Leah, go ahead.
Thank you. Ricky, when you see the team come together like this and so many different players contributing, what does that take on an everyday basis to try and get so many people, including the bench players, involved?
I mean, don't put pressure on as much as with Cat or D'Lo or even Ann. That they have to do what they have to do. That's for sure. But the other, like me and all of those guys, gotta bring it and make their life easier. And I think we did tonight, and then it showed beating a really good team.
John, go ahead.
Ricky, coach was saying, how big of a part you were in terms of chasing Duncan Robinson around and just setting a tone defensively. What kind of a challenge is it to keep a shooter like that, in check as much as you can? And how do you think that helped with the rest of the defense to get stops when you needed them?
Yeah, it was one of the main focus tonight on our scouting. And I think everybody did a really good job overall on the game plan, and that helped to really execute down the stretch, but maintain the whole game on check. I think everybody played their part to really have a win like that against a team like Miami. You don't win with just one guy. You win with the whole team.
And just in terms of how tough they play, how physical they want to play, how much did you guys just have to kind of stand up to them and not back down in terms of trying to pull this one out?
Yeah, we knew that they were going to come aggressive. It's their DNA at the end of the day, how they play, how all their teams for the last forever since I've been in the league, how aggressive they are, how different looks on defense they throw out there, and you have to just respond on the fly and match their intensity. If not, you're dead. And I think we did, and we even overachieved that.
Jace, go ahead.
Hey, Ricky, with Juancho, he didn't play his best to start the year, and then he's been really in and out of the rotation. These last few weeks now, though, what have you seen from him as he's really seemed to kind of find his game again?
Yeah, I think he's been more consistent on the shooting, having more confidence, being more aggressive, and not overthinking too much. I think at one point, like I said, this season it's been super weird, but him coming a little late in training camp, then having the COVID, being in and out of rotation, didn't help him for a player like him who is a shooter and needs rhythm and needs minutes. And I think he's finding his because at the end of the day, he's just not a shooter. He showed tonight that he can go to the rim, get a good couple layups at the end of the game. That it really, I remember one behind the back, behind the rim, that it was really important, and he does that for us. He does the little things, and with confidence, he can give us a good lift there.
Sometimes does the team just need a guy like Jared Vanderbilt to spark everybody? Like he said, he didn't like the way the team started, but it seems like there will be starts like that. Can a guy like Jared kind of, I don't know, ignite everything for everyone else?
Of course, you can feed from a bad night, but you can feed from a good energy guy too as well. So he's been outstanding. Oh, he was outstanding tonight with the energy that he brought, the defense, and the little things that we need to get to it.
We'll do two more. We'll go Dane and then JC. Dane, go ahead.
Ricky, this team has won 5 of the 9 games that Karl and D'Angelo have both played in. What do you take from that looking forward?
We have the whole squad and playing together, especially 2 all-stars that they are. At the end of the day, in this league, you need all-stars. You need players who can really take over a game, and it's not just scoring. It's the way, for example, Cat attracts defense and get the other guys involved with an easy bucket or whatever it is, and you need that. And with one, it's not enough. When you have 2, it's really helpful for everybody else on the floor. And when them 2 healthy, this team can be very dangerous.
Last one, JC. JC, go ahead.
Gracias. Buenas noches, Ricky. Julio César Rivas de la agencia F. Enhorabuena, habéis tenido 2 noches muy difíciles. Este ha sido un partido muy bueno, tanto a nivel individual como de equipo. ¿Cuál es la clave para este cambio? Y una segunda pregunta, si te puedo preguntar cómo estás viviendo la situación en Minneapolis con el juicio de George Floyd y la muerte hace unos días de Daunte Wright.
Sí, estamos siendo bastante irregulares. Sí que es verdad que pasan muchas cosas y la primera es un poco relacionada con la segunda. Los 2 partidos que jugamos sin público otra vez, que nos aplazaron un partido al otro. Al final hay mucha tensión en la sociedad, hay mucho cansancio, yo creo, de falta de liderazgo y de respuesta, y al final de justicia, ¿no? Porque es verdad que las cosas a veces tienes que saber todo lo que pasa para opinar. Nos estamos informando y la liga está haciendo un gran trabajo para darnos toda la información necesaria para poder opinar del tema, aunque no seamos expertos, pero tengamos todos los recursos para saber de ello. Y creo que es un momento de mucha tensión, pero que necesitamos eso, un poco de liderazgo y soluciones. Creo que está pasando muchas veces donde la policía utiliza demasiado la fuerza o el abuso de la fuerza y el poder para demostrar algo, y sobre todo con la raza de color negro, ¿no? Y eso creo que es algo que todos tendríamos que ser más conscientes, que aunque no nos toque a algunos, creo que tenemos que alzar la voz, sobre todo por todo tipo de plataformas que podamos, para que haya justicia. Al final, solo pedimos eso, o solo se pide eso, y creo que estamos en un momento muy delicado, que las cosas se tienen que hacer muy bien, y que pasen sucesos como pasó, por ejemplo, el suceso de Dante Wright, creo que no ayuda y es un caso más de que se tiene que corregir algo, ¿no? Y creo que, bueno, como he dicho, ¿no? Tampoco soy experto con los del equipo, la NBA en general, estamos buscando soluciones y aportar nuestro granito de arena para que esto suceda.
Gracias.
Awesome. Thank you, Ricky. Appreciate your time.
Thanks, Ricky.
Well, we'll have Karl here in a second, guys.
What was the gist of that, JC?
Oh, I just asked him about how he's living the situation in Minneapolis with the George Floyd case and the killing of Dante Wright, and he was just saying that everybody has to put their own little piece to make everything better, and also that everything is also all that is also having an impact on the team.
Yeah.
Hey, Karl, we'll start with questions from Chris. Chris, go ahead.
Hey, Karl, it's been a difficult week for you and your family, and it's been a difficult week for the team as well with the death of Dante Wright. I'm just wondering how you're doing and what did this win mean for you tonight?
This win meant a lot to me. Just being able to do what I love and be able to be on the court with these guys. Like I said on the TV, I made a text message before I went on my absence. I told them how important they are to me in my life, and especially at this stage of my life. I feel like in a lot of ways, other than having a very blessed, great support system like I have, those guys, they kind of saved my life. The way my mind was working, and it still works, but every single day they just bring such comfort to me, and it makes the game fun.
From a basketball perspective tonight, what did it take to overcome Miami's physicality, and what did you think of the effort when you fouled out late in the game?
Just playing physical. I really like the grittiness we played with tonight. Throughout the game, we played with a lot of grittiness. And another thing I really liked was how we leaned into each other when things got hard. Things blossomed. I think they ballooned up to 11-point lead. And usually, we've shown that with 11-point lead, we could let go of the rope and it could be over, but we've also shown to show resiliency. And we chose the latter today. Played with a lot of grit and resiliency. Even with their 11-point lead, it didn't feel like 11 points. It kind of felt like, it was our turn to get a run soon. And how big the run was, we didn't know, but we did a great job of just consistently playing our game, even through them hitting shots, them having a lead. It shows the discipline we need to be a team like
John, go ahead.
Karl, the two games you were gone did not go well. I wonder just the way that this team played collectively tonight. Do you feel like your presence is just, I mean, how much of a difference it makes to have for these guys to have you in the lineup and really for you to be feeding off of them the way that you guys did tonight?
Yeah, I think for me, it's just I've been fortunate to find success and have great teammates in my career that have taught me the game, and I just use all the wisdom and knowledge and the amount of work I put in to garner some success. I just use it to just try to get everyone else open. Just try to command as much attention as possible offensively and defensively. Like I said on TV, just try to be the voice, try to make sure everyone's in the right position, and also holding everyone accountable, including myself. We have standards that we have to meet every single night, and tonight we met them. So it's great. We get to go home, but we got a tough opponent again in LA and the Clippers. So we got to be prepared. It's great to celebrate this win, but the standards, defensive standards we had tonight, we got to play with that consistently every single night with that kind of urgency, that kind of desperation. Other than the first quarter, I really liked where our defense was.
And while you were away as well, I mean, obviously another tough moment in this city. I don't know if you had any thoughts that you wanted to share just about the Dante Wright situation and what you saw from afar there.
It's just so sad. It's sad, and it's just not needed. And I think for me, I think I haven't, knowing JL, I know he probably said something so eloquent and so true. I think he's the one who has the most. He has such a voice when it comes to this social justice matters, and it's amazing just to see the growth from him as a rookie to now. He's become his own voice, and it's just an amazing job he's done in this league and making his voice known and heard. And for me, personally, I was explaining this to my dad when I was home, and something for me and my dad looking at each other, we understand that when we step outside, especially, there's a target on our back. And, I would be remiss if I didn't say that my dad was scared that I was going back to Minnesota. And, he calls me all the time, like, are you home? Are you okay? Did you make it home? Are you driving? Are you doing anything? And, he's a parent, he understands what this kind of world right now in America presents to us. And, I was just telling him that, it makes it so hard. It takes a lot of courage and strength, and it takes a lot of patience and resiliency, because it makes it so hard to want to do something to, help these kids understand that, just one bad apple can make a whole tree bad. Well, you can't have that mindset with cops, but it makes it hard because years ago, and not saying to toot my horn or anything like that, but I think, John, you remember years ago I held a police function to have kids and police together after Philando Castile, and just to get them to understand that not every cop is bad. A lot of these cops are amazing cops who are amazing people that want to see you win and strive in life just as much as your own parents. But it makes it hard for people like us to lend our voice and our platform to something that right when we're done with this amazing meeting and this amazing gathering, they go and do the same thing again. It makes it really hard for us to be believable in that. And that was one of the things I had a conversation with my dad about. And it's tough to comprehend. It's tough to be guys of our age and to have the ability and the actual chance to have kids and thinking about raising kids with our skin in this world, in America. It's a daunting thing. And I know my mom had her worries, especially with me. And she used to do the same thing my dad did now, like, are you home? Minnesota, this. But Minnesota is such an amazing community. It's such amazing people, amazing fans. But not only amazing fans, but they have such great cops. We have one of them on our team as security. He's an amazing guy, Tony Adams. And we also have his brother just amazing people who worked in the police department here in Minnesota. And they're just so amazing people that it makes it hard to believe that there's, a bad apple. And unfortunately, there is. And we got to do a better job, I think, me and all of us as a collective group, and trying to help their system reflect the change that the people are looking for in the police. And we got to lend our voice and our resources to get that done. And it's something that I will be bringing up in our next Social Justice Coalition meeting, which I believe is tomorrow.
Jace, go ahead.
Thanks, Karl. Like tonight, you get denied in the post all the time. Teams try to deny you in the post all the time. But when it happens on the perimeter and they try to deny you the ball, like, is that something that's been different to get used to, I guess, in your career? And them kind of denying you like a guard almost on the perimeter?
I think it's just a great sign of respect. And I think for me, it just, there's been games like that where it's happened like that. I think that today, and especially for me in my game now, is just more experience, understanding what to take and what's given to me, just like you said, getting that denial makes it big, have to come out and deny me near half court, and it opens up the paint for Ricky and D'Lo, and easier chances for shots, especially with the shot blocking now. So, it's respect. It's a great amount of respect. Worked tremendously hard to garner that, but I think when I was younger, I may have tried to force the issue and try to get the ball because I got to shoot the ball, and now I'm getting boxed at one and I'm not shooting the ball. But instead, just taking what's given to me and understanding that the game is a marathon, not a race, and just kind of just letting them continue to do it while also getting my teammates great shots, open shots, that help us build a lead.
We'll do a couple more. We'll go Dane and then Christos. Dane, go ahead.
Karl, this team is 5-4 in games that you and D'Angelo have played in together this season. What do you take from that looking forward with this team for the rest of the season and beyond that?
It's just having two threats to help Ant in the fourth quarter. I think that a lot of the games me and D'Lo have won with us on the court has been because, in the fourth quarter, we found a way to put the ball in the bucket and get some defensive stops and use experience and wisdom to our advantage. So I think that, when we're both on the court, it makes the job easier for Malik Beasley. It makes the job easier for Ant. Helps Ricky also be able to do what he does best, which is pass the ball. And he has, he can make those crazy passes to offensive talents. And there's so many options and weapons to his disposal as a point guard that, I think that just with me and him on the court, we get to open the court up for everybody. And down the list, I think they all benefit from the amount of attention we draw.
I wanted to ask you about what you were just saying about the community here and stuff. And what I've been thinking about a lot is for a lot of the players in this team, they're brand new to Minneapolis, right? They haven't experienced it. It's an adopted community. You're somebody who's been here for 6 years now. How are you able to convey to them that maybe Minneapolis isn't as bad as it's coming off as being? Or is there an element which a lot of people are dealing with right now of almost embarrassment of saying, well, this is my hometown? Like, what is that whole?
For sure embarrassing. It's for sure embarrassing.
Right.
I think you hit it right. You said it right. It's embarrassing. It's, you see the beauty this place has and this community has and the people here have, and then to have something like this just put such a big stamp on your words and your experiences here. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing to do that, but I'm gonna keep stressing the importance of how great this community is. Keep telling people, but I'm also gonna, with these guys and make sure they understand it. They got to keep themselves safe, and that's the truth behind everything. That's the dress of what it is. That I got to keep stressing on that. To be safe, check your surroundings. If you ever stop, just completely don't try anything. Just stay alive. But the way we all talk about Minneapolis, and I know we're talking about the community right now, what's hurting, but I think people of color, parents of color all around this country have said the same thing I just said to their kids who are colored as well. just make sure you get home alive. Doesn't matter about what you lose, or doesn't matter what happens. Just get home alive. Just come back home to me. That's what parents. I know that's what my mom told me. So, I'm gonna just keep stressing the importance of being involved in our community and being the voice of change and the action of change as well. It's different. It's great that we have these platforms, but we have to act on the words we say.
We'll go last question to Christos. Christos, go ahead.
Karl, congratulations on the win and the performance as well. I would like to ask you, what kind of statement is that win for your team, potential-wise, and what did you notice as the biggest growth of the second half of the season for your team?
I think that it's a great win. I don't know about it being a statement. I think it's just something that proves to us and to everyone that we can do the things we say. Now we have to do it consistently. We've proven time and time again to come out with these great wins, but we never pile them up to 2 wins, 3 wins, 4 wins. That's where we have to prove ourselves to the world, is that how can we be consistent with this effort and consistent with our execution in this discipline. But on the same note, in the second half of the season, I think we've been playing with a much better discipline. I think we've been playing just more together and more leaning on each other. I think a lot of games we lost, in my eyes, I felt that we played a little bit too much hero ball and it cost us at the end. But I think right now we're leaning into each other a lot, accepting our roles and also playing for each other more.
To play alongside with
I appreciate your time tonight.
Karl.
All right, appreciate you guys.
Hey, Karl.
We will have Vando here in a second, guys. Hey, Vando. We will start with questions from Chris. Chris, go ahead.
Hey, Jared, just what was your mindset coming into the game tonight, and just what was it like trying to combat Miami's physicality? I know that you like to get down and rebound, so just kind of what was it like going up against a physical team like that tonight?
My mindset going into the game was just to bring some energy to the team and just up our level of physicality. I felt like our level of competitiveness wasn't there to begin the game. So my job was to go in there, fight, be physical, and just try to bring some energy and spark and match their physicality that the Heat was bringing.
Did you kind of sense that you were being effective in that respect, and that the energy you were bringing, that your teammates kind of matched it?
Yeah, like I said, that kind of stuff is contagious. All it takes is, a couple guys just to spark that energy, and then the rest of the team, will feed off of it. So, like I said, that was my mindset. That was my goal, to go in there and just up the energy, up the physicality, and just get some more tempo going.
John.
Hey, Jared, what's it been like for you as the playing time has kind of fluctuated here, and how have you tried to keep engaged and keep ready for when your opportunity comes again?
I mean, it's just part of the game, just staying ready, always be prepared, especially for nights like this. So like I said, just staying in the gym extra, trying to stay in shape, stay in rhythm and stuff like that, still being engaged and, talking to the guys on the bench and stuff like that. So, like I said, it's very important in this league just to always be ready when your number is called. So I feel like I did that tonight.
And do you think there's going to be more opportunities for you when you're out there to kind of start the break, to handle the ball in the open court a little bit? We've seen you do that a little bit more when you've had that opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, if the opportunity presents itself, obviously I'm not going to just grab a board and go 1-on-5, but it's always good to, up the tempo, kind of start the break a little bit, even if it's just a one dribble, push dribble, and, give it up to the guard, but just to kind of get our pace going and stuff like that. And I feel like I have the ability, the capability to do that, be able to grab the rebound and kind of essentially start the offense or whatever.
Any other questions for Vando? Awesome.
Jared, one more, sorry.
Go ahead, John.
Jared, Coach Finch was just saying that the way that you played in those two blowouts really kind of set the tone for you in this one and really kind of earned you some more minutes going forward. Was that your mindset going into those games, just when you knew the game was already out of hand, to really just try and make an impact and show that you're ready no matter what the score was?
Yeah, for me, my mindset is always the same. You know, whether we up 30, down 30, you know, I still try to play the same way. Try to just play hard, bring that energy, and like I said, just never take any moment for granted. You know, it's a lot of people that want to be in this position and wish they could, you know, even just be in the NBA. So, you know, like I said, I try to take advantage of every opportunity I'm on that floor. Just play hard, and you know, that's the least you can do. And, you know, control what you can control. So, like I said, I felt like I was prepared, and you know, that's big thanks to the coaches and everybody. You know, just keep me grounded, keep me ready, and yeah, I felt like it obviously carried over to tonight.
Awesome. Thanks,
Thanks,
Vando.
Jared.
Time tonight. All right, that'll do it for our Veil tonight. We will talk to you at our next one.